dive into the main course, we are going to get into the Alabama wide receivers, and this is going to take a while, so buckle up. We're just going to put them all 4 of them through a makeshift bulletproof prospect process just to kind of speed it up, because it will take a while if we go through all 4 individually. So we're going to start with market share receiving yards by age. Devonta Smith hit it twice, age 20 and 21. Jalen Waddle never even came close any years. Henry Ruggs never even came close any of his seasons. And Jeudy hit it once and came really close another time. He hit it at 19, which is saying something. That's good. And then we look at yards per team pass attempt by age. Devonta Smith crushed it in 20 and 21. He never hit it any other years. Jeudy hit it twice, actually, age 19 and age 20. Henry Ruggs never hit it once, and Jalen Waddle hit it once. We don't really have consistent domination from any of these players, which is what we're looking for through the bulletproof prospect process. We want consistent domination. We're not seeing it. When you age adjust, it's very much the same. The graph that you can see on YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube, the first one on market share receiving yards, that comes from Dynasty League Football. The second one comes from a site called Zeno Is My Name. Just literally type in Zeno Is My Name in Google and you'll find it. And then we have Campus to Canton, and they're a new site, and they are experience adjusting production rather than age adjusting. It's very interesting. It tells us virtually the same thing about these players, though. Jalen Waddle actually hits the receiving yards per team pass attempt at year 1, which is good. He never hit it again, but he hit it at age 1. And it like I said, it should be noted that Jalen Waddle actually was on pace to hit in his final season at age 22, his 3rd season, but he got hurt. And he only played 4 games. And extrapolating a 4-game sample is a dangerous thing to do. I would never do that. Some people do. It's suboptimal. We'll put it that way. And then receiving yards, market share by experience, Devonta Smith is right on the verge in his 3rd season. He hits it in year 4. Jeudy hits it in year 2, and nobody else hits it ever. None of them. Jalen Waddle never hit once. Henry Ruggs never hit once. Totally different stories. When we're looking at draft age and early declare, Ruggs and Jeudy were both age 21 rookies that declared early. That's a good sign. That's the NFL saying, hey, you know what? You're good enough. Let's go. Come on, we'll draft you early. Waddle is an age 22 rookie that declared early. That's a good sign. At least he declared early. Would have been nice if he would have played a little younger, but life happens sometimes, and at least he declared early. Devonta Smith, on the other hand, is an age 22 senior. Being age 22 isn't terrible, but it's less than ideal. And being a senior is not good. We don't want seniors. Not to say seniors never hit, they just hit less frequently. It's a hit rate thing. The percentage of hits as seniors is lower, which is why we don't like seniors as much. Last year, when we're going through all these prospect profiles, everyone is telling us there are 4 first-round picks on this team. You cannot possibly treat their production profiles as is. Here's the interesting thing about that. Henry Ruggs got a long shot grade from me. It says maybe on the YouTube video because I haven't updated yet. The maybe tier is now the long shot tier because it makes a little bit more sense. Everybody was getting confused between maybe and coin flip. So we nixed maybe, replaced it with long shot. Anyways, Henry Ruggs, he has really bad comps. Really bad sophomore comps. His sophomore comps are Zay Jones, Paris Campbell, TJ Graham, Austin Pettis, and Andre Caldwell. We do not have a top 36 season among the group. Henry Ruggs hitting would be unprecedented at this point. If you have Henry Ruggs, get rid of him. But what I'm trying to say is that Henry Ruggs, despite playing with 4 first-round picks, he only played to his prospect profile. He played to exactly what we expected him to play to. Okay. Jeudy, this is a different story. Not necessarily a different story, an interesting story. Jeudy, I have ranked as a coin flip tier. That's the same tier as Devonta Smith. Whether Jeudy stayed in school and then dominated again or came out early, they'd be the same guy. That's really what it comes down to. So when we look at Jeudy's list of comps, we do have some good comps. Unfortunately, most of the good comps are bulletproof comps. So there's not a lot to love here about the Jeudy sophomore comps, but here are the bulletproof guys that are on his sophomore comp list. DeAndre Hopkins, Deshaun Jackson, Allen Robinson, Robert Woods, and Tyler Boyd. Remember, these are not stylistic comps. These are comps for prospect grade, which does not take into account size or athleticism or anything like that, and year 1 production, or year 1 performance, not production. I use things like receiving grade. I use from PFF. I use average PPR points for the rookie season. I use ADP trends. If you haven't heard of it before, go back and listen to the Denzel Mims show a couple weeks ago. I believe it was actually episode 1 of the podcast, and I think it's the second or third video on the YouTube channel. Anyways, ADP Trends tells us what the Dynasty community thinks about this player going forward. If they lose 12 or more than 12 spots, it gets very, very scary for these players. We rarely see players recover. So let's go back to the sophomore comps here. So we on the Bulletproof graded wide receivers on Jerry Jeudy's sophomore comp list are DeAndre Hopkins, Deshaun Jackson, Allen Robinson, Robert Woods, Tyler Boyd. All 5 of those guys went on to hit. Only one of them face planted. That was Tyler Boyd. The rest all, knocked out of the park gained value in year 1. Then when we get down to the coin flips, there are a few coin flips that did hit. There's Greg Jennings, Alshon Jeffrey, Kenny Golladay, Kendall Wright, and Cortland Sutton. So some pretty good players. Here's the thing though. Jerry Jeudy on the comp list that I've shown, this is an older comp list from back in January. It shows that he's actually gained 2 spots in ADP year over year, May to May. He hasn't. At this point, with the latest Dynasty League Football update to ADP, Jerry Jeudy is right on the verge of being a face planner. He is at negative 11 spots. He's probably going to be a face planner by the time we get to May. I'm going to be perfectly honest. And once he's a face planner, all these guys get taken off his list other than Tyler Boyd, Will Fuller, Sterling Shepard, and Tavon Austin. That's who's left. It's a who's who of players you don't want. In total, there are 20 players on his comp list. 10 of them have hit. That's if he is not a face planner. So with Jerry Jeudy, it's very much, we don't know anything more about Jerry Jeudy now than we did when he was a rookie. At this point, I'm selling Jerry Jeudy because if he does not take a step forward next year, his value is gone. He's going to tank. That's how these things work. Year 1, they have value insulation. There's a rookie insulation. People are still filled with optimism. By year 2, if they're not seeing some production, it just goes like it's over. It's not over, but it's basically over. They lose so much value after that second year if they don't produce. We're talking about like what happened to Devonta Adams. After his second year, he didn't do very well, and his value absolutely tanked after gaining a pile of value in his rookie year. So with Jerry Jeudy, if he doesn't hit this year, or at least be impressive, you're taking a massive value hit. It's just not worth it. Needless to say, what I'm trying to say is that Jerry Jeudy's sophomore comps are basically the same thing as his rookie year comps. He played exactly to his prospect profile. His unadjusted prospect profile. It didn't matter that he played with 4 other first round picks because he played to his profile regardless. So now, in the year 2021, I am constantly being told that Devonta Smith is different. Jalen Waddle is different. They played with 4 first round picks. Here's the thing. The first 2 guys that we've actually seen play in the NFL played to their profile. We didn't get it wrong by not adjusting. They did exactly what we thought they would. So I am not adjusting Devonta Smith, and I am not adjusting Jalen Waddle, and I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings, but there's just no reason to. If Jerry Jeudy had come out and been a superstar like Justin Jefferson, yeah, then we can say, whoa, like he outplayed his profile. There's something here. If Henry Ruggs had done literally anything, we could have made an argument that he outplayed his profile, but neither guy did. They played exactly the way that they were supposed to.